Oh, so we're just talking about. It's only two, right? It's only.
Alright, transition. What's up, everyone? Welcome to another Afro Taku live stream here on the 4th of July. Happy
True.
Independence Day to the people out there. I'm Mr. Good Guy, aka MGG, and I'm joined here by my co host who will introduce himself starting right now.
What's going on? It's Jugga.
What's up, everybody? It's Dukes.
All right, so kicking it right off with Black Clover chapter reaction. This is Black Clover chapter
298. Let's see. It's called Transient Life.
Perfect. All right, jumping right into it. So Megacula, bro. Surprise.
She's been scheming, dude.
The thing that bothered me the most about the first time I saw her, though, and I don't know if it's just me, but it looked like she had a dress made of titties, bro. Is it just me? I'm just.
Is that what that? I didn't even look that hard into it.
I can't tell. I don't know what the fuck that shit is.
I mean, I was just thinking like straight tentacles, but wait, hold on. Okay. I mean, now that you said it, I mean, I see it.
So it was just me.
Well, that's something interesting. Okay. I'm going to be looking at her different now. That's a little awkward.
Bro, I thought it was weird. I was like, what the fuck did she got on, bro? But right, I guess it was just me being weird. But yeah, so basically she found a loophole. Like, I do kind of like the way the author's going with the making these characters like more important, because I feel like I thought we'd kind of downplay the Megacula fight, but it seems like she's the smartest of the three right now as far as Demon goes. She said the case was just a contingency, right, and she kind of already had a plan to fully manifest. I don't know if we're gonna see that from the other two demons. Like, I feel like Dante's demon is probably looking for a new host right now, and Zeno's demon is preoccupied with whatever Yuno's about to lay down. So I think I was actually kind of surprised to see him go this deep with it. I thought we were just going to wrap it up in the 30, but yeah, bro. I mean, it looks like she's definitely... My thought is that Noelle is probably for sure going to have Undine after this arc now. I'm thinking Lala Pacheco is definitely going to be... It's going to be a wrap.
Yeah. And it's going to be... I pretty much had the same feels, long story short. Like, after this, it's like, yeah, she still okay now, but... I don't know. They're chalking her up. It seems like, as far as importance goes. Like, whatchamacallit? Man, I can't think of Buddy's name. The Spirit Warrior. Like, as far as him saying, right, Gaja, like saying, "Hey, I got like the most offensive, strongest magic here." It's like, okay, like they're pretty much like saying, "Yo, with you gone, Undine's gonna be with someone else. Gaja still could low key be the next king now because he's got such OP magic." It's like they're pretty much like low key replacing her on different tiers.
Oh, is that you talking about the lightning guy?
Yeah,
Gaja.
Yeah, isn't he damn near dead?
I mean, yes, but I don't think they're gonna kill him off. To be honest, I would actually be a little surprised if they did.
Yeah, you think Lala Pico or whatever is going to die?
100.
I think so.
I think like they're gonna keep Gaja alive because they still need the Heart Kingdom to exist after this, right. And I feel like he's gonna be the logical take the kingdom over because all of his other niggas pretty much got murked before they even came to this part of the arc.
He's the only like relevant guy. Yeah. Like, if he does die, then that means she's definitely got to survive. Like, one of the two got to survive. Like, right. That's the one thing I know for sure. There's no way they would kill them both off, and I don't think both of them are surviving.
Right. So. If they both die, the Heart Kingdom pretty much doesn't exist. Like, either the Diamond Kingdom's immediately taken over them, or they're about to like fold into the Clover Kingdom, because those would be arguably their two strongest powers, and we've already seen that the Black Bulls could take out the rest of them niggas low key. I mean, what's his face? Tito Vermillion basically outdid one of their people, so. If Mary Leona come through, she probably run in the Heart Kingdom.
Oh, that's 100%.
Yeah.
No doubt. the biggest question that I've been thinking of, and I'm pretty sure I have a decent guess, or at least a decent want for what's going to happen next. But the question is, how are they going to beat Megacula right now? And what I'm hoping is that this is Charmy's chance to come in and do some work.
Really? Oh, you think it's going to be all girls, huh?
I mean, so far.
If you're saying that, she probably is. I don't know where.
I mean, like, we haven't seen. I mean, there's a few Black Bulls that we haven't seen actually like really put in work yet. Yeah. And Charmy's definitely one of them. And I think they low key might throw in Vanessa for defense, maybe. No, since Charlotte's getting got.
I think if we're going that way, for sure, based off how it was set up before they fought, I think Nero's coming out. I think we got to get Nero to do something because she has this curse magic, and I feel like they could make some type of like finesse for the seal magic being able to like hold it off or counter it in some way. So I would think Nero first, and then maybe those other two. But I definitely think the way it was set up was like Noelle, Nero, and Lola Pacheco were initially
that initial fight. You're right.
So I think Nero's coming back. But like I said, so far Nero hasn't been interesting to me in terms of her magic. So I don't really know what they're going to give her to make her any more interesting than she's already been.
Right. Especially with the series power up. Like Nero would have to do like some hardcore work, especially when she failed before after just like a few percentage more points shown from Megacula earlier. So I mean, who knows? But and I'm still a little sad that they did Charlotte and Rill that dirty though. I mean, they were like, "Yo, we still here," and it's like, "No, you really not though." And just like instantly put them down. I was like, "Wow." I thought they were going to have a little bit more of like a final stretch attack to actually, be part of the finale, but that's not what it's looking like.
Bro. They should not, and I'm kind of disappointed in a way. I don't know. He wrote it like Bleach to me in that, I felt like this arc was low-key like, let's try to give the captains their respect again, and then it kind of still didn't happen. like she pulled out that new power-up. He had some power-ups, but at the end, I still kind of don't respect any captains outside of Yami, Julius, Merleona, who's not a captain, Fuego Leon. That's it. Like, these are the only people I'm, like, expecting stuff from. So, I'm a little bit disappointed, like you said, that they didn't really get to... They didn't help. I will argue they really didn't do.
They started off strong, but it was just like they were getting there, but then they fell short.
Right.
I figured that's how it's going to go with all. Like you said, I don't think the captains. I don't think the purpose was to give the captains shine. I think it's just giving the Black Bulls shine. Really.
Well, I mean, you're right. I mean, I'm just saying like it's a sad fact. That's all. I mean, as far as like some captains, sure, but. I don't know.
Yeah, but no, that's a good point. I think that is true. It's showcasing that more or less the Black Bulls and probably because I'm still expecting that I'm not going to sleep on him. I'm sure he got some. But so the other thing is like he kind of turned Lola Pacheco into a demon. Is that what she said?
Pretty much.
Yeah, I didn't really get it, but yeah.
So at that point, I guess like my question would be. So do we know the tier of Megacula, Lucifero, and whatever the third demon is? Like, do we know what they're considered in their world? Are they stronger or weaker than Nama and Lilith? Or the same tier?
No, I think they're technically the same. Wait, they touched on that the chapter before, didn't they? Well, not touch on it, but they gave her like a title as far as like what kind of demon she was.
I thought they were the same, but this shit is confusing. Honestly, that's like the most confusing part of.
The demon power system is a little annoying to me.
Yeah.
But I
never really know like who was that nigga or who was just like you could just be the regular demon. I wouldn't even know.
Exactly. I mean, I know that Asa's demon is a low tier, and it looks like all the ones knocked. Did I say knocked? Is that his name?
Knock. Well, I mean, Knock is Knock, but he's not.
Yeah, I do not know his name.
Whatever. But the vice captain dude, like his demons were mid tier, I believe they said mid to low tier.
Oh really?
Right. No,
yeah, he said
it's because that's how he was able to have so many.
Yep. Because I was like, damn, if he had a high tier demon, first of all, that would definitely be a battle for his life. So he would have to be a goat ass nigga for real. Because you have to actually fight that motherfucker in order to gain him the way he does it.
Right.
So he doesn't like they're not really hosting his body. He basically beat their ass and they were like, all right, we'll make a contract with you. So I don't know. That I'm interested to see from that aspect how strong people get with the demons. Like I want to see somebody who made a contract in the way Nock did with a really high tier demon, but who knows?
No, they Metricula called herself a supreme devil in this chapter. That's what I was looking at.
Gotcha.
And I'm pretty sure. I'm trying to see. Here we go. Okay, let's see. Yeah, okay. So from what I'm seeing here, there's 4 levels: highest ranking, high ranking, mid ranking, low ranking, and the highest ranking of the other name is Supreme Devils. So, yeah. Only question is I'm trying to see. Yeah.
So Supreme Devil is over a high ranking devil in the hierarchy?
Yeah, because technically there's 4, and the top 2 is highest, and then 2 is high. The question is if Lilith and the brother. Yeah, that's one of the highest ranking devils. Yeah, so I think all of them. So Lilith and the brother was on the same level as the trio.
Oh well, okay. Got it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
So,
damn. All right. So they up there. So that I guess I said all that to say, where do we think what's her face falls? Lola Pacheca, if she's a.
Now that she's a deep. Yeah. I had to guess probably right below highest.
Okay.
I mean, I doubt that they're gonna give her Metricula status,
right?
Like the simple fact that she was currently being controlled,
right?
But considering just like the amount of magic she had and just like low key OP, but not actually usable OP, but now she actually does have magic that's making her OP. She's probably a high devil. If they put her on like the same level of a devil that what we were just talking about before that Noct was using, that'd make like no sense.
Right. Okay, here it also tells you how they can be beat. So low-ranking devils can be defeated by hitting them with large amounts of mana. Mid-ranking and higher, however, require arcane stage mages.
Okay.
So basically, in order to beat Lola Pacheca or Megacula. So that's the other thing. So have they said Noelle has reached arcane stage? That would be my next thing. Because that would be her only shot. And that means we might get another power-up within this fight if she hasn't reached that level. Because I don't know if that's like her fusing with the Spirit Dive. Like, I don't know if that's considered arcane stage magic or not.
Let's see. All I'm seeing for sure is that it's Yami, Nero, Gray, Lols, Gray, and Vanessa, low key.
Yeah, well, I mean, Vanessa's reality warping, so I get that. It's just saying, no, bro.
I can't. That's all I'm saying. Oh, and Vengeance. Okay. They gave Vengeance arcane.
Really? Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, that's tough.
Yeah. So real quick, just so I'm aware, that is like the picture magic guy that got his ass murked, right?
Yeah, that's real. That's the captain.
He tried to do a little something, but
exactly. I mean, that's just it. Like he did. Last chance, Charlotte being able to cancel out Curse, me, Loki amplifying her magic. It was just like, nah, we ain't about that right now. And just shut him down. Yeah, like the next panel was just shutting that down. It was like, damn.
I mean, his picture magic is decent, but I feel like it's more just like dope on the scale aspect of it and not on. Like, it's hard for me to see it going to the next level without them saying he's some sort of arcane stage mage. Because right now it's just he drew big. Like, his inspiration was like, I just found another picture to draw. So I'm like, how is that a power up, really? you just like you could have drawn that picture. You just didn't have it in your head to draw. That's how you're gonna power up. Is like, I got inspired to draw something new.
That reminds me of someone from Bleach. Who was that? Where
Who?
they just didn't. All they needed was the imagination, and then I think.
Oh, that was that.
And
It was one of the final buddies with Yacht or whatever. Like his main squad was pretty much whatever I think I come into realization, and he ended up getting beat because he imagined his own defeat.
Exactly. Yeah, I do remember. Yeah. It was definitely a Quincy. It was a Quincy. Because I thought you were talking about homie with the paintbrush and the zero
Oh
card.
no.
And his shit was just some. It was on a whole nother level of what the fuck. But
Yeah, Bleach is gonna have a lot of explaining to do when the anime finally comes out. But
no, it's not, because the fights are gonna be lit enough that the audience is not gonna give a fuck about it at all. Like they don't care that Unohana's Bankai still doesn't fucking make sense to this day. They don't give a fuck.
It was just a black ooze, man. That's all it is.
Right? It sure was. A bunch of black ooze.
Yeah.
But anyways, yeah. Anything else on Black Clover?
Fuck. Trying to think here. I will. I mean, I know that they gotta have her do it. So all I'm saying is that I hope Noelle is still significant in this fight. Because if they take her out completely, that's gonna mess me up a little bit.
I think that's gonna happen.
Say that. I feel like it's gotta happen, and it doesn't make sense for it to not happen. But just in case, I want to put it out there in the world.
No, she gonna be there because I mean, again, she's the Black Bull. Like,
no, I mean, I completely feel you. I'm just like right now. I just thought that Spirit Dive was gonna be it. So it's like she's still gonna need something. So it's like, what's gonna end up being?
So I can definitely see some people continuing to help. My thing is that so we already talked about Nero. I think the other group that I forgot about but just came to mind that could help is the elves. So I think some of them came.
True.
So I think we could get like a Lich or a Liar or whatever, like one of those top 3 elves that we forgot about, show up and like assist until like Noelle gets the second power up. To help her show off some stuff. Because I don't know, she did the Spirit Dive, but did she do the extreme magic yet? Because that's what she was supposed to be learning from the elves. So I don't know if we've seen that yet. But I know we've seen Spirit Dive, which was something separate from what she was training with the elves for. So there's always that in the back pocket that could kind of help. And maybe, because this is all curse-based, and this is why I'm concerned about... This is why I feel like they're going to have to give her something that means she's either arcane stage or changes the attribute of her magic. Because I feel like the curse warding thing is like really heavily tied to, you know, like breaking curses in some way. And Noelle's magic is really just water right now. I feel like they're going to have to add either someone to help or some other attribute to her water, like making it holy water or something special to win that.
But I mean, that's where at least I guess I'm confused, because based on how they were describing it at first, that's what I thought Spirit Dive was. I literally thought that, like, pretty much she starts off with, you know, her own water magic. Combined with Undyne, Spirit Dive, the literal combining and the Spirit Dive made it to that holy water status of what you're talking about. At least that was the impression I was under. Because they even hinted that, you know, part of this magic that you're supposed to get with a spirit is supposed to have a holy attribute. Like, no matter what kind of elemental attribute it has, the fact of the matter is doing XYZ with your spirit makes it holy. So I was like, oh, okay, so what literally is that? But that's when we were low-key talking about and hinting towards that Yuno already did it. Yeah. So were they low-key just describing what we've actually just already seen before?
Right.
Like chapters on chapters beforehand? Or are they really trying to touch on something new that's like the second step to a Spirit Dive? But they never got fully into it. So like I'm hoping, I guess that's true, but I don't know. I mean, I feel like you could interpret it both ways depending on how you read that.
That's true. You know, you have a valid point there. We'll just have to see. I think this chapter was like, I don't even know if I could call it setup. It was just more like, you know, just getting us a little bit more familiar with how strong Megacula is, which is why there's really not a whole lot of stuff here. It's kind of just showcasing what she can do, but I really have no clue on where they're going to take this next. I just know I think we all just know there's a second part to this fight, and we don't know how that's going to get kicked off because Gaja already took it now. So we'll see. Anything else on Black Clover? All right. Before we segue into One Piece, I'm just gonna say, Jujutsu Kaisen, man, hurry up and come back.
Yeah.
I need to figure out what the fuck's gonna happen next. And then MASH, I don't think anything was super amazing to call out here. I don't really understand the dude's power.
It was. I would need to see that animated. Yeah. It was just like pretty much because it was time and space. They just used the coloration of only white and black, but that doesn't help with like only colorless manga. Right. So it's like it was just tough to actually understand exactly what was happening. Exactly. But as far as scale goes, like in the anime, it should look decent. Oh, yeah, considering we're talking about time versus space essentially. So it's like, oh snap. Like they really just went to the straight edge here. Oh yeah. As far as like magic scale, like we were just talking about basic elemental stuff, and then they just said, "Hey yo, time versus space is happening now." It's like, oh damn.
Went all the way left with that. All right, on the One Piece.
Anyways,
a bunch of chapters, I guess, because I'm assuming we can touch on a lot of stuff here, not just what happened in this chapter, but it's chapter 118.
Oh no, 1018.
Oh, my bad. You're right. 1018. Yeah, Jinbei versus Who's Who. Really, my call out, I think, here wasn't so much the fight, but I think for everyone it was the introduction or talk about Lord, the sun guy, whatever the fuck the dude's name is. The sun god Nika? I guess. It sounds very close to the N-word, in my opinion. And given the relation between fishmen and black people, I feel some kind of way about it. But I'm going to just be quiet. I could be reaching. So yeah, I mean, I don't know if that's really been talked about much. Like, I'm blanking on the Fisher Tiger story. I remember watching it, but I don't remember how deep they went into the meaning of the Sun Pirates and their relation to that guy.
Yeah.
So to me, this feels like new information, but I don't know. It's like for the Super One Piece stands out there, they may be like, no, this was already talked about. To me, all this Sun God stuff is totally new to me. So I'm interested. The silhouette didn't give me any hints as to like if they were trying to say somebody in the modern day has inherited that person's demeanor. Because I feel like this, with One Piece, the prophecies feel like they're all going to tie back to Luffy in some way or some other character we've met. So I feel like with this Sun God thing, my thought is that it's going to tie back to Luffy in some way or D's in some way. What do y'all think about it? Lost.
I mean,
my only thing could be that Sun God is somehow related to like Joy Boy or Luffy.
That too.
I mean, yeah.
I mean, this is the first, I don't think we've ever heard about it, the Sun God thing.
Yep.
And honestly, it was kind of weird, like how he just randomly just
came out of fucking nowhere.
Like, and to come from Who's Who, it just didn't really make sense.
Yeah, and I think that's the other part of this chapter. Was everybody on the same page that the CP0 was alluding to who is the guy that needs to die?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, like they literally said Jinbei's fighting him, so I mean.
Oh, whoops! Yeah, you're right. They did say that. My bad.
So, I mean, like, long story short, they're putting a lot of just out of nowhere random importance on now the Sun God Nika, aka just something else to think about. And it's just like, fuck. I mean,
along with the Luffy Devil Fruit reveal, which to me is like, I think it had the community going crazy because I felt like now it means more of like, I don't want to say the monster within, but it does add more prophecy to Luffy than was already on him. Where I guess people before felt like, the Gum Gum no Fruit was just kind of like a random thing. He stumbled upon it, and it was just like, it didn't have as much importance. But now, knowing where it came from means that there's something secret about it. So,
I don't know. I think they kind of guard every fruit. Like every fruit they're supposed to be rare, right? So I guess that's a thing. but I don't see like his fruit being special. I mean,
So my issue with that is that I feel like the last time we saw Yonko who was guarding a fruit, it ended up allowing a nigga to get two fruit powers, right? Like Blackbeard and the darkness fruit, right? Carried by Whitebeard's thing. So that's why I feel like it has more importance than we think. Because last time we saw Yonko carrying around a devil fruit, that motherfucker was OP. So, and it just seems odd. Like, why are they carrying around the rubber fruit? Like, what is the meaning for them for that? Like, and it could be something as simple as like, well, the person with that ability has the ability to do something dumb related to the pollen glyphs or whatever. Or it could be like complex, like there's something there that we just don't know about it.
or it might be that someone important had it at one point, right?
That too.
I mean, facts, but the only reason I would actually claim BS to that if they try to drop it is the simple fact of how not popular, but how famous or infamous Luffy's been. Like, for them to just throw it out now, it's like, and I mean, you could tell. I mean, please correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't remember them hinting towards something like that at any point. Like, I don't remember ever thinking, oh, the gum fruit is important or was important because of X, Y, Z.
Again, so I still don't think it's important, but if it is, right, I don't think anyone would know besides like the CP0 type people. Like, I don't think a regular Marine was going to know that. I don't think the newspaper, they're not going to know that because obviously that's something that they were trying to keep secret themselves.
Right.
So who was really the
well, I mean, like, right, but at the same time, it's more just like then, like, if it ever was important, then when was it really important that truly matters to how we understand the story or the world compared to what we've already seen from knowing the fruit like Whitebeard, like the old heads, you know what I mean? Who was actually in the Rocks crew. I mean, like, how much more important are it even before Joy Boy, Roger, or the Rocks crew that this world actually has importance to, you know? So, I mean, but my point is, everyone who would know that this fruit was or is important has already known about Luffy having the fruit. And they haven't hinted towards that at all. So that's why I'm like, really though?
So I guess when would they need to hint on it? Like, when would we have touched on it?
I think Silver's would have.
I mean, I'm just saying randomly. It could have literally just been a comment that that Whitebeard or Big Mom would say, be like, "Oh, Nick, you got the gum fruit." You know what I mean?
That's making the assumption that why would you assume that Whitebeard would know that? If I'm making the assumption that if it's some Emu Sama type secret shit that only like those type niggas know. I don't know if Whitebeard would know that. It could be related to some shit from way before Whitebeard's time, you know?
Damn.
Yeah, I mean
that's pretty far.
I was thinking it might be related to Joy Boy, if it is important.
Yeah.
But I don't think that was related to Whitebeard at all. Like, Whitebeard, yeah.
My suspicion is that Shanks knows, because we've already seen Shanks has been acting funny, bro. He knows more about the world than normal. But like Juggle was saying, I do agree that if people that understood the importance of the Gumu Gumu fruit were there or met Luffy, I think Oda would he would write in some type of or you know what I'm saying? Like what he was saying, some type of
just one little hint from somebody.
Which leads me
I'm just saying that hasn't happened at all. This is completely new, in my opinion.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. And since it's new, I think that tells us that the people who Luffy has met in the past didn't know anything about it.
Exactly. Yeah. That's why I said it's new information for Shanks / probably the world government knows, because I just assume that they have something to do. They know in some way.
Exactly. Probably only Shanks know. Like you said, he a secrety ass nigga.
Yeah. And right now he already met with old King dude or whatever the fuck he is.
They're the whole squad. Yeah.
So I don't know what he was using it for, but yeah, Shanks definitely understands the importance of that fruit. Now I just feel like it is important. I just don't know to what degree, because Oda is not he's not the power type of importance thing. Like, I feel like if I was reading another shonen series and I got this, I would think about it in the power sense. Like, oh, Luffy's going to get some new power, or it's going to mean something like that. To me, I feel like Oda could very well show that it's important, but have it be important in some dumbass way. Like,
Yeah. Yep.
he can unlock a door because he has rubber, right? Like, he can mold this keyhole and nobody else can do that. Like, something stupid like that that's not really related.
No, I agree. I definitely don't think it'll be anything like fighting related at all.
Yeah.
True.
Funny because Luffy, all he does is fight.
Yo, it's funny because like the actual community was like going in like, oh snap, we about to see Gear 5 now.
Nah.
Like,
and I feel like that was like, I wish we could see the previous users. Like, I hate that he introduced this concept of previous users in such a big world, but didn't really expand on it enough. Because for me, I feel like the gear thing was something invented by Luffy for his stuff, right? Like, I don't think if we see the previous Gomu Gomu no user, they were using anything like that. And that's what I hope. You know what I'm saying? I wish they built on that more with Sabo when he got Ace's fruit. They touched on it a little bit because he already had these dragon-based moves. Right. But I was like, I kind of wanted to see, like, oh, is he just going to copy what Ace did? Or is he going to, like, make it his own? And I think he's going to make it his own. But, you know, Oda in fights, it's going to be, like, a long road before we see what that looks like.
True.
But yeah, I mean, the Gomu Gomu no reveal to me was like, okay, cool, you're seasoning more stuff. All I'm gonna say is that I think if it wasn't definitive before, and I'm gonna keep bringing it up, I don't care what you guys say about Whole Cake. Wano has blown Whole Cake out the water at this point, and I don't think, and I'm not amazed by Wano. I'm not trying to put a bunch of hype on Wano. I just want to disrespect niggas that are still trying to say that Sanji got a good arc. He did not. Zoro's getting more power-ups than Sanji did. Like, Zoro's doing more than Sanji fucking
I don't think there's anyone that would say Whole Cake is better than Wano. I don't think
they'll say that either, but they will say that Sanji's, like, that arc itself was, like, good for Sanji or something. Like, it was some type of pivotal arc. And I feel like if you say from a power standpoint that Wano is more focused on, like, Zoro and Luffy, and Whole Cake was more focused on Sanji, I think I would argue that, like, Zoro got the better arc in terms of power / character development.
Oh, well, that's 100%.
Oh, for sure. I think Sanji's the part Sanji playing in Wano has been better than the part he had in Whole Cake.
That's what I'm saying. That's
also true too. If you think
like I already thought about it. You could skip Whole Cake 100%.
Exactly.
Like,
if you don't miss anything.
You do not miss a beat at all.
You don't miss anything. Like, they're gonna call out Judge, but that's it. And you be like, "Who's Judge?" You can read that through the wiki, bro. You didn't need to go through all that. And Big Mom shows up again anyway, so it's like you don't miss that part either. Like, for me, just also the other thing. Now that we're on Sanji, the whole like Queen's a cyborg thing. I'm starting to get a little bit disappointed with how cyborgs are portrayed or their power development in here, because that was my gripe with Frankie as well. I felt like when Frankie was introduced, he was almost equivalent to the Monster Trio, the way they were showing him off. You feel me? But then the hockey concept started getting pushed more, and Frankie kind of just became a side. Like, he doesn't seem to hold his position anymore with this thing.
I mean, even before the hockey thing, like it was like, besides like the Vegapunk cyborgs, most of the cyborgs are kind of like jokey. Like it's like they are like very serious cyborgs, and I think Queen just kind of fits that mold. Like he just looks goofy.
And that's my issue. I feel like Queen is like for her position, dude, or his
trying to tell y'all, bro.
Yeah, he's not doing well with it. Like, I'm like, oh, okay, cool. It's cool you're a cyborg, but I'm kind of just like, bruh.
But also,
I think he brought a Power Ranger suit and a mirror, then told him to stop acting like a bitch. So, blue places.
For real, though. Homie's not wrong.
I mean, I'm happy he's getting his fight. What I will say, that's the other part of the last chapter that I didn't get to talk about is the whole, like, Robin Chopper of that power-up. I was a little disappointed in that. I felt like Oda just finessed me hardcore, because it was like, I was hoping he was going to extend the time limit. We'd see a new form. But we did see a new form. It's just backwards. Like, he overused the time limit, and now he turned into a baby. It was kind of like the Luffy Gear 3rd thing. Like that backlash. And I was kind of just like, oh, this is fucking stupid. Like, you just found another way to make Chopper cute. Like, I get it. You doing the Chopper fan
service. Sell some toys.
Yeah,
100%.
that was good.
But yeah, no, I forgot to mention that. No, you big fast because I was definitely on board, ready for the next power from Chopper 2, 100%. I mean, I'm glad like Robin got into it. I mean, like I always thought that Robin deserved more clout and more shine. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But it's like don't take it from Chopper. Like from all the people, Chopper, bro.
I don't care about any Chopper fights. Like his fights are always the same. His should be trash.
Damn.
Because
now he just goes monster point and that's it. Like I mean,
exactly though. I mean, that was the reason why we said we deserved him.
Back in the day, he was done with different forms, the little kung fu joint, the little swole arm joint, you know.
But I feel like
monster, and that's it.
That's what I'm saying. I feel like that's what they were trying to like take it to with this thing. The thing is, like, his big shit got old quick, right? Like he overused it and it got old. But I feel like that's why I was still leaning towards the Su Long thing. If you see Chopper in like a slimmed down form with the same power output as Monster Chopper, I feel like it just gives you a whole new flavor to that shit. But Oda don't want to go that direction, I guess. So it is what it is. But yeah, I mean, Judge versus Sanji, like I'll keep my eye on it, but the way it's already set up is like Queen's a cyborg. I've seen most of what she can do already. He or she, Queen's a dude, right?
Yeah,
it's just, tough. For 2021, I would just say
Queen's a guy for sure.
Well, I mean, like, does Queen identify as a guy?
That's what I'm saying. Like, I can't tell what they're trying to say with this.
Queen thing. I assume so. I thought the name was just like related to the
card thing.
The cards. I didn't think it was.
That's true.
Oh, okay.
Well, I mean, I don't know.
Well, whatever. So Queen, I just am not excited for the Queen versus Sanji fight. Like, I'm excited to see Sanji go all out, maybe, but I'm not. It just doesn't. It's not setting me up to be interesting.
I don't think I don't think that's a good person for Sanji to fight. I really think he should have fought King instead.
You think so?
Like because King can fly, because he can fly. He got fire. Sanji can like fly in the sky. He got fire.
Skywalk.
It just would have made more sense. Like, but against Queen, it's like Queen is just a big ass dinosaur, and so Sanji's just gonna be kicking him. I mean, what is Queen gonna do?
I mean, I didn't like Queen from the jump because of that one fact. Again, he went upstairs and did a body slam on Big Mom. That was it.
Funny though.
Anyways,
I feel like they're leaning. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say that the only, as far as like power / attack output that we've seen from Queen has really been what though? His biological weapons and his pretty much Vegapunk laser that's again been overplayed. I don't remember seeing anything else. So
well, yeah, he's like the smoothie. He hasn't really he hasn't really done anything.
In a sense,
to even so if Sanji beating him, it's still like a little slap in the face because it's like
100% slap in the face.
Because Queen. So far,
I've seen Jack do more than
exactly.
Queen has really. Like Queen just shot out some laser beams. Like Queen is devastating. Like this is my issue. There's a lot of characters in shonen series in general that are like devastating because of the scale they can output, but it's like they're not great for one-on-one fights because I don't get a perspective. Like Queen is a great, like if Queen is tossed on an island, he or she can take over that island within a couple of days. Like she got laser beams coming out of her mouth, gigantic. Like you know what I'm saying? She can definitely handle some shit. But when it comes to like one-on-one fights, like I'm not trying to see you shoot a big ass laser beam or Bijudama or whatever the fuck. Like I need to see the hands, bro. I need to see that crisp fight. And to me, she just seems like a big target. And Sanji's just going to keep kicking that big target. Like, how can he not dodge the laser beams? How can he not dodge? Like, all the shit she throws out, I'm just like, I don't see how this is difficult. Like, Sanji's a small-ass target. You're telling me that you're going to body slam him? You're going to have to prove to me you're faster than this nigga, like, which I have not seen.
100%.
Chopper fucking socked you in the jaw. Like, I was just like, bro, like, you've already been disrespected. Yes, Chopper might not have been able to last the whole fight, but the only reason why is because Chopper's just another big guy, so he's also like a large scale fighter, so if you have bigger scale than he does, so that's why he loses. But like Sanji, I'm just like, I don't see how, like Dew said, I don't see how any of Queen's attacks is really gonna do major damage. I feel like it's just a chance for him to show off the stealth black suit a little bit more. I can't see Sanji like pushing his limits, other than them doing like a Big Mom thing and saying like, "Oh, the skin is so tough, like I need to level up or some shit like that." But I can't see it any way other than that. Queen OP until he get that new challenger message. Throw the whole robot away. The only thing Chopper can do to blow me away at this point is transform into a whole new animal or become a demon like Meliodas because they fucked him up spectacularly.
Yeah, Chopper been released for a while now. They did him and Usopp dirty for real. Usopp hasn't done shit in 10 years.
He trying.
I mean, like, that's his character. His character's supposed to be like the funny, like, the funny, like, he can't do shit character, so that's fine.
Is that? I felt like the whole thing was that he was eventually going to get some. They just fucked Usopp and Sanji up for me in general. Because before Sanji came,
was going to be the weakest. You know what I mean?
I agree. Before Sanji came, Usopp was, he did everything. Plus, I think they set him up to be a little bit of a strategist. Then Sanji came. It looked like Sanji took the strategy role from Usopp if there was going to be one. And then Usopp became like, I'm on my manhood journey. You feel me? And I feel like post time skip, I was hoping to see some more maturity from Usopp, but he's still the same Usopp. And that's my issue. It's just like, bro, I get it. You're the comedic relief. You can still be funny, but you have hands now. Like, Usopp actually can compete with more people than he was pre-time skip. Like, he's not, like, totally useless. Like, before, they were literally just dragging him around, and he was, like, trying to hide from shit. When that nigga pulled out Sogeking King, I was like, all right, now you're telling me that you can bang with the big boys to a little degree.
No, he
to a little degree.
I mean, it was still a step up, though. I see it. I see it.
He did a good job with the headbutt shorty.
Sugar.
And what's the other one?
Oh, Ulti.
Ulti and Page One.
They were so goofy, bro.
He did a decent job. But he's just never gonna be that guy. He fighting niggas. He's always gonna be like him and Nami gonna be in the background, like low-key running away, trying to do some shit. That's true.
But remember, Nami grew a pair this arc with that whole Ulti thing. I was like, yo, all right. I didn't expect you to stand up like that. She was 10 toes. So I don't know.
And to be honest, I mean, I just with the sake of the whole story, and I don't even know how you want to call it, but I guess the general plot with it is that everyone in the Straw Hat crew eventually needs to be to a place where they're strong enough to handle Mother Effa's 1v1. To be honest, I mean, it's gotta. I feel like it's gotta happen at some point.
Exactly.
Well, I mean, that's I'm talking about like everybody, like not just the top three.
Like I don't think like the weaker Straw Hats will ever be as strong as a commander. I don't think they'll ever be as strong as Jack.
Right.
I don't.
Well, okay, maybe not Jack. Like, I mean, like that I can understand. Yeah. We're still talking about the top three commanders in the Yonko squad. That's understandable. But I mean, I'm trying to think of like
what I see is like Usopp, Nami, Chopper at the very least. So pre-time skip, they could handle small groups of fodder. Post-time skip, like there's no fodder that can touch them. They're like like if they're going against an army of no-name Marines, they got it solo dolo. I think they have enough equipment in their arsenal to do that. What I'm expecting now is that like they come at least pre-vice captain level, pre-time skip. Sorry, vice captain level, pre-time skip. So like a Momonga. Like at the highest point, I would see them as that. That's to me. Pre-time skip, I think is fair. Post-time skip, I don't know. But pre-time skip, Momonga wasn't. Them niggas barely knew hockey. They had a little bit of shit in there, and it was like varied too. Remember that it was varied.
Luffy, pre-time skip. Okay. I don't think that any of them like the Nami, Usopp, I don't think they'll ever be as strong as Luffy pre-time skip. That's a wrap. They won't even get.
Do you think Luffy pre-time skip was vice captain strong? Because I thought he was over that.
That's true.
I mean, I feel like that fat homie. I feel like the fat homie that was like an apprentice to Kizaru was like equivalent or stronger than vice captains. I feel like they were on the fast track to like higher level positions. I feel like whenever they take a subordinate like that, like what Garp's doing with Kobe, what Kizaru did with the fat sumo wrestler dude. I feel like they're fast tracking them to like admiral status or CP0
But
status
that
or
guy was a
something like that.
bodyguard.
Who was?
The fat guy.
Who was a bodyguard to who?
The fat guy was Kizaru's bodyguard.
Yeah,
right?
but I think he was still his apprentice in a way. It seemed like he was getting trained by him.
Oh, I thought that guy was Vegapunk. I thought really because remember he was the one like pretty much in charge of the robots. So I think he's like Vegapunk's bodyguard. But
either way, I thought he was
he's still cold.
I mean, he was still right. I mean, he still had like a reasonable mastery of hockey. So,
but I don't think that Luffy was stronger than Vice Admirals before because I assume Vice Admirals was hockey.
Vice Admiral's Smoker, right?
Yeah, not all of them. Yeah, Vice Admiral was Smoker, and he did not have mastery.
Not pre-time skip though.
What was he pre-time skip?
He was like the shit above captain, I guess. I don't know, but he became a Vice Admiral after the time skip.
To me, I don't feel like all those Vice Admirals have mastery of hockey. Some of them niggas look pretty fucking.
I mean, I guess like some of them look trash, but just by the story, they all have it. You know what I mean?
I mean, one bitch, she just locked shit up. That was all she did.
Hockey ain't shit these days.
No, but here's what I'm saying. Basically, at the cusp, I think Chopper, Nami, Usopp's obviously going to get hockey, but I think they should be as strong as they can be without having hockey. Like right before that turning point where you're supposed to get it, I think is where I would expect them to be in terms of strength. So like I'm expecting them either like to come to a stalemate or lose to like a character like Count Chicken, Lord Oven, like those specialty people in Big Mom's crew that didn't have a name. I'm expecting Usopp, Nami, and Chopper to be on their level endgame at the very least. Because I don't think Oven had hockey. He might have been close to it. But like I expect them to be like, hey, if you run up on Usopp, like it's not gonna be no easy match, and he's not gonna run away. That type of shit.
I don't think he'll be as strong as Oven ever.
Because I expect Brooke, Robin, and Frankie to achieve some form of hockey, bro. Like I think at their point in time, I can see that. I don't see it being something crazy, but enough to go against some of these niggas who just like think about it from the perspective of Bull Hancock has a whole land of niggas, a whole island of niggas that have mastered hockey, but they ain't raw. Like these niggas was using hockey arrows and shit, but they not cold. Like, but they can't. But they'll beat any like non-hockey knowing nigga. But as soon as you know hockey, it's over.
It's a wrap.
Right? Like they can't compete. So I feel like Robin, Frankie, and them should be up there at least.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, because to me they're actually fighters. They actually know how to fight and shit. For me, it's just Usopp and.
I mean, it's just thinking about the
fight, especially Usopp. Usopp, he's not a one. Like he doesn't have one-on-one fights, bro. He doesn't really. Like he just like he's in a fight like with the Page One thing, but it's never really a one-on-one fight. That's not what he does.
They didn't give him.
They can. Apparently, the vice captains can use one type of hockey. I don't know if this was stated pre-time skip or post, but it said that they can at least use one type. All of them. Mm-hmm. They all know at least one type. So then I would argue that Robin, Frankie, and Brooke should be that level or stronger. They should be able to handle a vice captain.
I think they should be stronger, right? But again, it's just Usopp. He never gonna be that nigga. He ain't gonna be a nigga with hands. I'm
not expecting him to be, but I'm definitely expecting him to be able to hold his own. That's my thing. It's that the three of them keep getting dragged around, and Chopper's able to hold his own at some points. Nami was just shown being able to hold her own, but it's like Usopp's still kind of not there. Like it's there, but not there at the same time. So I feel like I need that faith in them. Right now, they still feel like pre-time skip versions of them where they're just kind of being dragged around and they get the one or two like lucky dumb fights. But I'm expecting them to be actual like threats. Like, you feel what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. Can you say, would you expect them to be stronger or weaker than Kinemon at the end game?
Kinemon? Because
I think right now Kinemon might be able to whoop Usopp.
Yeah, for sure. Of course.
No, that's 100%.
Yeah, of course.
That's not even a question.
Bro, I'm just saying, like, Usopp. That's all I'm saying. Like, I can't judge Usopp on getting strength in terms of fighting like a one-on-one fight because that's not what he.
Right,
like,
he's a
fighter. Luffy's
I mean, that's just
like that's his growth, right? His growth, their growth is actually getting strong. But with Usopp, it's not about if he gets strong. I think it's more of like you said, the manhood thing. Of if he even tries to fight, then that's his growth. It's not necessarily getting strong itself because he's never going to be strong. He's never going to be.
Because of it.
He's not gonna be fighting people at the end in the last.
But see, my thing, the giving him the hockey thing is where I go like, okay, well, you're basically saying he's gonna have some sort of strength. I'm not saying strong is like he needs to be on the tier of all these niggas, but I do think strong in One Piece, the way I equate it, is being able to handle yourself in a decent one-on-one fight in some way, shape, or form. And I think Usopp has done it in Fishman, and he didn't really do it in Don Flamingo's arc, and I don't know if he got any fights in. Oh no, he was in Wano, so he didn't have any fights in Whole Cake. So I'm expecting like Endgame Usopp should be able to have one-on-one fights with a certain tier of character. That tier, I can't give you like the exact who that person is, but I do expect Usopp, Nami, and Chopper to do that just because of the size of the Straw Hat crew. Like they have to make up for their lack of numbers with each nigga being some sort of a hitter. Like you gotta have niggas that can take out the fodder. Bro, that's Usopp, what the weak trio does.
Will never be a hitter. He will never be that nigga.
Boy, he is. I can't agree with that.
The weak trio will definitely be able to take off. They're already at that point. Like they've been able to replace what most people's fodder army are in terms of strength. If you get the three of them together and there's a bunch of fodder niggas, I can see them three walking out, winning that. Do you know what I'm saying? Like a couple thousand Marines, I can see them going like, yeah, okay, cool. Throw your little lightning, do some shit with the balls, monster chopper come out, boom, wiped out. So then what happens after you defeat the fodder is that one commander nigga comes out, or them two commander niggas come out and say, damn, you fucking with my fodder, I need to end you in order to help this war move forward. Those are the people that I think they should be able to beat.
Yeah, okay.
That's what I'm saying. No, not commander right of fodders.
Like right above
There's
fodder.
commander niggas of fodder that be like, hey, I got this one special or unique ability that makes me stronger than my fodder, and I'm gonna like avenge you for beating all of them. Them niggas, I feel like they should be able to take out.
Oh no, see, I think they're there already. I think they're there.
Yeah. Well, it depends on who we're talking about, right? Because that means different things. So like headliners, are you saying they're able to take out most or all headliners at this point?
Who's the headliner?
Hawkins. Hawkins was one of them. But they also had nigga with the lion on his stomach. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like the homie with the lion on his stomach.
They can't be Hawkins. They can never be Hawkins. But
nigga with the lion on his stomach, they might be able to take it up.
Bro, how? Usopp will never be able to beat one of the
Yeah, I don't see that. But Hawkins is trash. Hawkins is trash. He's not that far off.
I mean, I don't know, bro. Like one day, I can see me saying that. Yeah, Usopp beat Hawkins. Usopp got it. You saying you can never see that? I can see that.
That'll be tough because it'll be like bringing down the other people in that tier. I think that's why.
Yeah, I mean, we're still talking about in-game, though. I mean, we're not talking about right now. We're still talking about in-game, actual end of One Piece.
See, but the problem with that assumption is that my assumption on the supernovas is that they will continue to grow. So I can't say that because my expectation is Endgame Hawkins is stronger than the Hawkins we see now.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only reason why I couldn't say that. If it's the Hawkins we see now, then yeah, sure, I could maybe see him passing it, maybe, but it'll still be tough because it still drags down the name of. That would mean that Usopp has to be now in that tier, and that's hard to say.
I don't know. I mean, like all I'm gonna say though is that the Usopp pluses that he has though is that he's part of the MC squad, right? I mean, like in the end, Luffy's squad is supposed to be the strongest and best squad. So as far as the rate of growth for Usopp should be higher than Hawkins. So I mean, it's not crazy at least to say that at the end he just passes him, like even with them both grown. So I don't know.
They would have to really bless him with something. I'd have right now with Usopp's current arsenal. I don't see it. They would have to give him something else.
I mean, they were showing like reasonable similarities between what was it? I think like the three crews were pretty much like Shanks, Blackbeard, and Luffy that all have like similar attributes. You know what I mean? Like all the characters are somewhat similar to each other in some way. So,
you mean like their crews?
Right.
Oh, okay.
And then, well, I mean, don't forget, I mean, like Shank's squad got Usopp's daddy. I mean, like, do you think like Yasopp?
Yeah, but I think Yasopp was already, he didn't have a confidence issue.
Yeah,
I don't think Yasopp ever had the confidence issue. That's why
Yasopp been that nigga. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like,
it's like I think, and I'll admit this as a fan. I think my hope is that Usopp will be as cold as Yasopp, and I think a lot of Usopp fans associate those two, thinking like, oh man, you know, Usopp's highest potential is being Yasopp. But I think as the story has progressed, I'm starting to lean more towards like that's not his part.
Not at all.
I hope I'm wrong, but
he's just not a fighter, yo. Like that's not his role. He's not a fighter.
I get you, and I don't disagree with you, but I do think that he needs to be more of an important battle power. Period. Like he just has to. Like I get that he may not be like a Frankie or get in like one-on-one fights in every arc, but he definitely needs to have the ability to, like, I can see him like how Robin's being told. Him and Robin strike me as the same type of battle power. Both of their abilities really work at scale, and every once in a while they get a good one-on-one fight. That's how I see Usopp. Like Chopper is built for having one-on-one fights, but he can also do scale. Mm-hmm. Nami, same thing. Like her ability can like stretch. Usopp's it's hard to.
So Nami's got to fight the woman though, like the woman that Luffy and Zoro them not gonna fight, right?
Yeah, I mean, but Robin also could do that.
Yeah, but it's probably not gonna be two women.
They usually set it up for Nami. I agree.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, like her ability also like stretches, right? Like you can see it in a one-on-one case, and you can see it in a broader case. Usopp's, because it's just like sniping motherfuckers, it's really hard to see that in a one-on-one case because you can't just go straight up to somebody's face and be like, hey, I'm going to snipe you right now.
Yeah, exactly.
It's always got to be like sneaky. That's why I think that he will still get the occasional one-on-one to showcase that he can do one-on-ones, but it's not going to be like part and parcel of his character the way we see Nami and Chopper consistently. Like they always have to have some little one-on-one fight, whether they finish it or not. In every arc, they lay the pause on somebody. Usopp doesn't always do that.
Yeah, so I kind of agree. I'm just saying the one-on-one fights he might get,
right?
They're not gonna be like anyone strong who you might think so. They're gonna be like fodder, because his role is again like he's gonna be the one shooting the little dango shits into the animals' mouths so that they can turn them onto their side. That's his role.
I mean, I can see him fighting a big guy too. Because I think the sniper thing can finesse a big person. It's not going to be anybody with like speed to me. It's going to be somebody
big characters in One Piece aren't really strong. You know
that's what I'm saying. But you can still get the clout off beating them. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah. If Usopp pulls out a move that can beat a large character, it still means something than it does if Luffy just punches a large character in the throat. You know what I mean? I think that's the way it's gonna go for him. I don't see him fighting niggas with hockey like that, but I do see him fighting strong, physically strong big niggas, or the occasional like Sugar, but Sugar whooped his ass like low key. Really, the Sugar win was just that he was very far away. When he was up close to that motherfucker,
that's what he was good at.
She hit him with that karate. She folded his ass, bro.
Stick to what he good at.
That is what it is. But yeah.
That's what we saw, though. Or used to.
Nah, he's one of my favorites. But let me see.
We'll see.
So let me read through these comments real quick. So Loki, Usopp, and Nami's roles is knocking down the minions. I think Nami will get a power up. Usopp, Brook, Chopper ain't going 1v1. Nobody too serious for real. So yeah, Deuce and MGG are both right.
Okay, that's a little bit of a stretch up. My guy Brook getting some one.
Yeah, so I just Brook definitely.
I don't know.
Brook never had.
But what was the
I
next
mean,
one?
Brooke went up on Big Mom, didn't he? Hawkins go one punch Usopp into the Kid Detective series. Damn, bro.
Damn,
no, I'm sorry. Like I got so much disrespect for Hawkins. It's not even funny. But like, now's not the time.
He deserves it. He deserves it.
Huh? He 100% deserves it. Like, how you let Capone upstage you? Like when everybody first met Capone, we thought that nigga wasn't shit. And then the little Big Mom story at least allowed us to put more respect. And I'm not saying Capone is better than Hawkins, but I am saying he's more interesting than Hawkins.
I think both.
Like I haven't seen the seasoning just yet. They seasoned a little bit, but the niggas he took out, like they didn't name them or show us what clout they had. You know what I mean? His systematic dismantling of leaders that they showcase he could do. Like I haven't really seen that for real. So
who, Hawkins?
No, Capone. Remember?
No, Capone.
His whole little backstory was that like, oh, he goes to these different places, he'll join organizations and then like dismantle the leaders from within. Like I haven't seen that with anybody of clout. You feel me? It didn't really work on Big Mom's crew, so that's the only reason why I don't say stronger yet. But right now, Hawkins is the worst of the worst for me. Of the worst generation, he's getting close to the bottom of the list.
No, he's already there. Like. Yeah, you said Bonnie.
I gotta think about Jewel Bonnie is already out of commission, ain't she?
I think they're hinting.
She got some secret shit too, so like they gotta give her a little bit of respect for that. But Hawkins, he ain't got none.
He does. It's just he doesn't have the courage to use it. He's in the wrong series. Like basically, I think he only takes fights that are over 80%. So if he has less than that, he's running away. And that doesn't work.
One Piece.
Exactly. How do you even have hockey if you don't have the will, bro? Yeah. He doesn't have the will.
He wasn't have it.
Got him.
Fuck him. But yeah, anything else on the reveals for One Piece? So we had the Gomu Gomu no Fruit. This chapter was the Sun God, which it seems like Jinbei does probably know something about. And then, I mean, the racism was a little light and heavy in this chapter. They touched on some notes of Fishman racism.
Mm-hmm. I don't like how they word that, like how they like on Viz. Yeah. Like the word, how they word it, how they phrase it. That just sounds funny to me. I don't know why.
It did. No, I agree. Because I remember reading like the spoilers somewhere, and it definitely wasn't. I don't know. It wasn't as prevalent to me the way they tried to season it in Viz. Hawkins is definitely at the bottom.
Sure.
So yeah, I mean, to me, I like that world building aspect. I feel like while I didn't like Fishman Island, I am interested in learning more about the Fishmen, their history and their lore, and I'm glad we're gonna get to explore that through Jinbei. But the fight itself to me was kind of like meh. Once again, I felt like we're ringing more into Zoan's are meh. I'm not getting a lot from here. Like him using the Fang pistols and all that stuff. Like maybe it's more exciting in the anime when they show it, but so far the Zoans are a big letdown in terms of what I'm seeing from their fights, bro. Nothing has been really eye opening to me or cool.
Yeah, I mean, like he low key, they pretty much said it themselves. I mean, as soon as he said that, people were comparing me to Lucci, he then proceeded to be Lucci.
Right, just copy Lucci shit.
Yeah, I mean, like it was literally just him being Lucci, no kind of power up.
Right, like Lucci. Y'all missed this. Y'all missed this. Like no, nigga.
That's literally what it was. And Jinbei said, "Just sit down, bro."
We seen this already.
Exactly.
We seen all of this already.
I'm just glad that they actually did put the correct amount of clout on Jinbei by dropping previous Lucci. Because if it was the opposite, that's where the problem would be.
Yeah, it's
like, so you're telling me Lucci could have actually beat a previous like warlord like that? It's like, I don't know about that. And they were like, yeah, you're right. So I was like, okay.
And what's even worse about it is like I can see the slight improvements on Lucci's shit. But as far as I remember, wait, did Lucci already have? He already had the fruit, right? It was the other niggas that got it newly.
Wait.
He already had his
fruit. Always had the fruit.
Okay. So then I take that back. Because I was going to say, I was like, I would have expected more because Lucci just got his, but he's been had his. So he's trained his moves over years.
Right. It was Giraffe Buddy and the chick and the bubble
soap chick. Yeah.
Yeah.
So then I take what I said back. But I just think like the whole who's fight outside, like that, basically what happened in this chapter with the Sun God is what made it interesting. Other than that, it would have been a totally skippable fight for me because it didn't seem to push Jinbei that much. I've seen him bleed before. You know what I'm saying? Like, sure, he had some attacks that made Jinbei bleed through his haki, but nothing was like interesting about this fight besides that part. So I could have easily skipped it and been just fine.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It doesn't even add, to me, it doesn't even help add the context to what strength Jinbei is truly bringing to the crew. I still feel like I'm as lost as before when it comes to like, I really don't know what Jinbei coming to the crew means for the crew's strength as a whole. I don't. His fight with Big Mom was put more respect on that we didn't even see, where he was just like, you guys run away, I'm going to take on Big Mom. That put more respect on how strong I think Jinbei is than this fight did. This fight was just like, okay. Fishman karate, and I've seen cooler fishman karate from other fishmen.
You have? Wait, actually, pause. So. I don't think I have.
I thought the little chick did better fishman karate than he did, or at least I thought it was. Oh, wait,
you talking about the actual human?
Yeah.
I remember she did do fishman karate. I just don't remember it being that legit, to be honest. I can't remember.
I do not recall.
The only thing I liked about his fishman karate was the punch at the end. But I feel like we've also already seen that move from him in some other way. I think he's used it before. Bro. The water shot, it was really hard to capture what it did from what I read in the manga. Maybe in the anime it will look more dope. And then the jujitsu flip, which I was just like, okay, you flipped him. Whoa. Wow, like you flipped him. So, I don't know. They're going to need to give Jinbei more. I think maybe that's it, too. It's because his hands in One Piece, and it just, like, his actual, like, ability moveset is just not interesting to me yet. Mm-hmm. I'm expecting more from Fishman Karate. I'm not getting it, is how I feel right now.
See, only one thing with Jinbei, I think so how you say, like, the supernova are growing, I think Jinbei is done, right? So,
yeah.
I don't think we're gonna see any new things from Jinbei, really.
Yeah, I mean, I get that, but I don't think we've seen all he has. You feel what I'm saying? So it doesn't need to be a power up, but it's just like, I mean, you're basically the lens that I'm seeing the Fishman through. So, show me what they can fucking do, because Hadi Jones didn't do a great job of it. They did say he used one of his moves, right? I think in this chapter, I think he pulled out some karate that they were like, oh, Hadi Jones used this before. I'm just like, bro, you're a master of Fishman martial arts. To me, I love like kung fu movies. I'm a big fan of watching martial arts. The fact that Jinbei is this boring to me is what's shocking. Like, I'm like, what are y'all doing that there's literally a martial artist in the series and I don't find his fights interesting?
I mean, it could also, that they could maybe be putting on the water handicap, right? So, I mean, Fishman Karate was supposed to be, coming from Fishman actually in the water. And obviously, we have seen some big moves from him while he was in the water. Underwater. So, true. I don't know. I mean, that could be part of it if they wanted to. Granted, I mean, it's a very unexplored area where, both arguments are valid in my opinion. Where they could just give him more moves simply because we haven't seen a lot of moves. So, he can get more, 100%. But maybe they're just building it, or building up the hype at least, until that next water fight comes.
Yeah, because at least the way I see him as a Fishman Karate master. So the guy that pulled up in Don Flamingo's thing in the tournament, I think he was a master too. My guess is like whenever you see martial arts masters in, TV shows, their moveset is fast. Whether they show you all of it or not, it doesn't really matter. It all depends on the situation, right? And I just felt like this situation showed me that he can do a jiu-jitsu throw. Like everything else was shit I've seen before. Like I didn't get like that vastness of his moveset that I would have expected. He just did a lot of blocking, and then he punched nigga in the face at the end. I don't know, but I wanted more, especially if we're gonna see more one-on-one Jinbei fights in the future. I don't feel like this did a good job of making me excited for the next one. Like the way when Zoro and Sanji fight, like you get excited for their next fight. Like you get excited to see them on screen. You see what they do, and you're like, oh, I really am interested. Like when this nigga just fucking sliced Pinka casually, I'm like, okay, what the fuck Zoro got next? When Sanji is pulling out, like, even though it's a fucking joke, Hell's Memories, it's still like, I wonder how he's going to build on this. But from the Fishman Karate and what Du said about, like, it not really, Jinbei as a character not really growing in the story, I'm like, I need more of what you can do now for you to be interesting to me. And outside of full body hockey, I'm not getting anything else. Like, the Fishman Karate moves are just, I punch you once, I can make a big ass water ball underwater, and I can jujitsu throw you if you try to bite me. Like, okay, I need more.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, to be honest, the Toby Ropo in general, if we're gonna actually go there, have been a kind of a letdown.
Oh, 100%.
So I mean,
but I'm not surprised because the X-Ray's on there.
Ooh. I don't know. I feel like out of the Toby Ropo, he actually deserves the most clout.
And that's the sad part.
That's also true.
So, that's the sad part. He's just a fucking big ass T-Rex. We haven't seen him do much, and he left them basically as soon as the arc started. So it's like he's the one guy you would have expected to see something amazing from because he's a supernova, and then it's like Ulti with the headbutt was like meh. Page 1 has been mad. He's just been dragging his madness until he got his ass whooped. Like, when he first showed up, it was like, whatever. Right. And now he's dropped. The spider chick, like, also mad. Like, once they showcased, like, what their fruits were and stuff, like, the only person I was like, maybe I could get something out of was Sasaki, the fat guy with the, I think it's
the Triceratops?
Yeah, Triceratops homie. Like, I was like, maybe he'll be interesting because I think he's going against Frankie.
Right.
Other than that, fuck the rest of them, bro.
Whoopity whoop.
Anything else on One Piece? All right.
I hope that. One thing I do hope that I feel like they might be petty with in the end is that I want to see a CP0 fight. Like, I want them to be in this too. But
that's not Rob Lucci.
No, I know. I'm agreeing. I'm agreeing with you. Mm-hmm. Like these new buddies that they're actually like showcasing right now, I want to see them actually do something. But I don't think that's going to end up happening.
And it's so annoying because they've teased them since the beginning of this new arc. Like, they've shown up since Don Flamingo in every fucking situation. Mm-hmm. They showed up. Rob Lucci showed up in Don Flamingo's place. Stussy showed up in Whole Cake. And now these two niggas are showing up here. And I'm like, and none of them have done anything.
Literally a tease.
Right.
So it's like, I don't know. It's just annoying. I just wanted to say that.
Wow. Who do you guys think they report to?
I'm assuming the main old guys, to be honest. I mean, when you really think up the ladder, it's either got to be them or it's got to be what's his face, Akainu. But for some reason, I feel like it's not him. I don't know.
Right. My hesitancy on Akainu is because I feel like I couldn't see them reporting to Sengoku before Akainu held power. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like, he seemed like he was still kind of like, Akainu strikes me as an asshole, maybe willing to do some evil things to get the job done. Right. But Sengoku struck me as like, I'm good. Like,
straightforward.
I'm always trying to do the right thing. So it seemed like CP0 was an odd group for him to have. Mm-hmm. But I could be wrong. It seems weird to have them report to the Fleet Admiral. I don't know if it's just me.
Right. That's why I think they're more of like a spy assassination kind of squad.
Yeah.
And like, you know, they're just super OP for the simple fact of no matter who they need taken out at that point, it's just they just are able to do it. So that's why they're so strong. But yeah, I would guess it's like the old heads that we saw before meeting up with Shanks. Like, I feel like they report to them. That's right.
Right.
So
Well, we'll see. Anything else on One Piece?
No, I'm straight.
All right. Thank you guys for coming to another Afro Taku live stream. We are recording a podcast next weekend, so we will miss us next Sunday, but we'll be back on here probably the Sunday after if there's chapters out to do more chapter reactions. Thanks for sitting in. Enjoy y'all fourth. Eat some good food. Save a plate for me. Maybe, maybe not. But that's it.